in this video I'm going to be showing you 5 different ideas to make some pillows for Christmas. You can use this to decorate your room to give it a different look, or you can also give these as a Christmas gift. So if you like to learn how to make them, keep on watching. For pillow number 1, we're going to be doing a donut pillow, and you're going to be needing 2 different kinds of fabrics. I used 2 different colors, white and green. You're going to be cutting a circle out, and you can use anything to shape out your circle. I'm going to be using 2 green circles and then 1 white circle. So you're going to cut those. You're also going to cut a circle in the center, and I used a plate for that. You can use anything you have at home. With a marker, I traced it and then I cut it with scissors. Once you have cut all of your circles, what you're going to do is you're going to draw on the glaze, and I did that with a marker, and there's no perfect way of doing this. You can do it however you'd like. I just traced it, just giving it some swirls around the white part of my fabric, because the white fabric is the one I'm going to be using for the top of the donut. Then you're just going to cut it. The next step would be to sew on all of your fabrics. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using some fabric fusion. This is a glue for fabric. You're going to wait for it to dry a couple hours, and then what you're going to do is you're going to flip your fabric around. Once you have flipped the fabric around, you're going to glue on the white part of the fabric that's going to be going on top of your donut. Again, give it a couple hours. You can wait about an hour for it to dry, or you can sew it on. That's just an optional step. Then I'm going to be doing some sprinkles. I'm going to be cutting some red fabric and some green fabric. I'm also going to be cutting some white pieces of fabric. On the white fabric, to make it more noticeable, I put some glitter on top. To glue on my sprinkles, I glued it on with the fabric glue. I wanted to make my donut more sparkly. I used green, white, red, and some glitter to make it more Christmassy with Christmas colors. Then what you're going to do once you have glued on all of your sprinkles, you can sew in the center. I decided to sew it because I think it's more complicated if you glue it. I feel like it's going to come apart if I just glue it. So I did want it to last a long time, so I decided to sew the center part, but I left a piece open, that way I could put in all of my cotton. Once you have put in all of your cotton, what you're going to do is you're going to sew that part as well. You can also glue it on, but I decided to sew the center. For pillow number 2, I decided to do Olaf from the movie Frozen. He is so cute. I used some craft paper because it's a perfect square. I placed it on top of my fabric. I used my marker to trace it around. And then what you can do is you can cut it after that, glue it on with some fabric glue, or you can sew it on. That's just an optional step. You're going to sew it all the way around or put some fabric glue all the way around. I decided to sew it. I just left a small opening, that way I could flip it upside down or flip it over, flip the inside out, and I put the cotton inside, and that's why I left a little opening, that way the cotton would fit inside. Once I put the cotton inside, what you're going to do is you're going to sew in that last part that you left open, or you can also glue it with your fabric glue. Now for the funness or fun shapes that we're going to be creating, what I did is I just looked up some images online and then I cut a mouth for Olaf's mouth, and for the eyes I just used an acrylic paint bottle and I traced my circles around. You can use anything you have at home, and yeah, that's pretty much what I did, and then I glued it on with some fabric glue. For pillow number 3, we're going to be doing a snowflake pillow, and this is a really fun pillow to make. I really love the way it turned out. You're going to be using red fabric. You're going to be cutting it into a square or a rectangle, sew it on, and then what you're going to do is take a ruler, a marker, and start drawing your snowflake. I just took a piece of paper because I didn't have a ruler. I couldn't find my ruler actually. Then just start tracing your snowflake. There's no perfect way to make a snowflake. I think I read online that there is no identical snowflake in the world, so just have fun with it. Once you have traced all of your snowflakes, what you're going to need is some white acrylic paint. The acrylic paint that I have is for fabric. Then you're going to take a paintbrush and start painting on your snowflakes. I put my acrylic paint on a plastic. You can put it on any container you have. And yeah, just start coloring in or just tracing your snowflakes. And you're going to start seeing all of these cute snowflakes start to appear. You can also make like a thin snowflake, and then the other snowflakes just give it a little more thickness. For pillow number 4, we're going to be doing a simple wreath pillow. It's very simple to do, very easy. Again, what you're going to do is you're going to take your craft paper, trace a square around your fabric, then you're going to cut it, you're going to sew it in, leave a small opening to put in your cotton, or you can also use some fabric glue. That's your choice if you'd like to use the fabric glue. It's much easier to do and takes less time as well. Also, another thing you're going to do is you're going to cut out your leaves, and what I did is I just looked up some images online and then I traced my leaves with some green fabric, and then I used an acrylic paint bottle to trace my circles. I did 3 circles, and then I also did 3 green leaves for my wreath. Once you have traced your wreath and your circles, what you're going to do is you're going to take some fabric glue and glue them on your pillow. For pillow number 5, it's a very simple pillow to do. What you're going to do is, again, take your fabric, cut it into a square or a rectangle, sew it, or you can also use fabric glue. I decided to take these stencils and I wrote Feliz Navidad, which is in Spanish, but you can put Merry Christmas or whatever letters or words you'd like. Then you're going to take your white acrylic paint and paint inside your letters that we traced. Wait a couple hours until you start using your pillow and start putting the cotton inside. That way it dries up well. Then I decided to do a Christmas tree, and for that I just did a triangle. I used a cotton board. Again, I couldn't find my ruler, and yeah, just paint the inside of your Christmas tree with white acrylic paint, or you can use any paint of your color of your choice. And I decided just to paint it in. I gave it a couple hours for it to dry. I put my cotton inside, and these are the results. I really love these pillows. They make such a great decoration, or you can also use them as Christmas gifts. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to thumbs up and stay tuned for more Christmas videos. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!